Hello, and welcome to this webinar, How to Build $1 Million in Recurring Revenue by White Labeling a Platform People Already Want. Now, we're going to talk about all of this today. I'm so excited to get into this. As Jen mentioned, this is one of the things that I love. I love building business. I love manifesting money. I love creating money. And I really love leveraging what you're going to create or what you have already created, which is a lot of what we're going to talk about today. So you can build $1 million in recurring revenue by white labeling a platform people already want. We will hit that. Even if you have a small audience and most importantly, zero tech skills. So I absolutely cannot code anything, but this white label opportunity has me so excited that I am strategically creating ways and shifting my business so that I can leverage this white label opportunity. Because again, it doesn't require tech skills. And I've already built an audience, which is something that we're going to jump into. Now, before we jump into that, I do want to just cover this. You probably already know if you're here, but I don't want to assume anything. So white labeling, what does that mean? That means you get to white label just means it's like a blank label of branding. So a lot of times this white label is happening in the beauty industry a lot, right? So there might be a product that people produce that it's the same product, but it has a lot of different brand names because different people are branding it because of the reasons that we're going to talk about. It's easier to sell to people who already know, like, and trust you. Another way that this is happening, I had someone who I knew some good friends that worked for a dog food company, and they would say, "Yeah, we make the store brand in the same machine. It's the same formula as our branded brand, right?" So they would make the same formula. They would create the dog food. They just put it in a different bag with a different label. It was white labeled. So this has been going on for a very long time and is starting to become more popular in the tech industry. And we'll talk about why. Let's just keep it simple. This is the most exciting part of this for me is if you have 1,000 people, they are paying you $100 a month. That is $1 million plus in revenue a year. It actually is $1.2 million a year in revenue, but it's over $1 million, which is super exciting, right? And if you act now, that profit, we'll go through why you might want to act now, but I just want to say all these things up front that are super important. Your profit is going to be more than $750,000 a year. That is in recurring revenue, right? So you can take advantage of this opportunity now or later. That's completely up to you. It will be here. But if you wait, you're playing catch up with others, which is why we are offering this now. This white label tech stack, this is Be Connected. We'll go into that a little bit later. You're on our Be Connected platform, which has already been built. We already understand the tech stack that online entrepreneurs are looking for. What we're doing now, as we speak, it is being built so that it can be white labeled to your brand. And you can sell it to those people who already know, like, and trust you. Or if you are at the beginning of a coaching business, building your podcast, building any type of online business, you can build in this recurring revenue stream, which is really cool. Let's talk about the old way versus the smart way, right? The old way, like building everything from scratch, it costs time and it costs money. So there is a current other tech stack out there that is being white labeled right now. It's a CRM. I have heard from who I believe are reputable sources that it costs $5 million to bring that basic product to market when it started about 5-6 years ago. So if you don't have $5 million laying around, you may think, I can't have a tech stack, but that's the old way, right? You take your time and your money to create this, right? And then you compete with big tech, right? Or you do one-time course sales or DIY systems to make money in your online business. But the smart way that people are starting to take more and more advantage of is to use a white label platform instantly. You get to become the tech provider. You get to create a monthly recurring revenue, and it's all done for you. There's a dashboard. You can see everything. Even the payments are automated as we talk about this. going forward. So definitely the smart way, and the smart way to leverage what you've already created or what you plan on creating. Let's talk about this. What's included in this white label platform? CRM and email marketing, memberships and courses, community. That means, a lot of people use Facebook groups for their community. I know that as a coach, that was something that was the only place back in the day when I started, really, that I could create a community. And my clients didn't always want to be on Facebook because that was a distraction to what they were doing. Now, community is a little bit harder because if you're building a community and you're doing, hey, have a free community model to then build up to sales, your stuff isn't getting seen. We have people that are on our tech team, and they have actually been testing this, that Facebook isn't showing community posts to people unless the owner of that community is paying to boost a couple of posts a month. And they have tested this and seen that as a result. Because they want to know, how do they get their stuff seen while we're in the middle of building this, right? So you also get calendar tools. It is amazing to me, but I just learned of a major company who just now started using a calendar link, because calendar links are easy ways for people to schedule with you, right? And of course, it includes an all-in-one dashboard so you can see everything. And the coolest thing is that it's branded under your name. And your name can be anything that you want, right? It doesn't have to be your name. For example, I would never call my platform Cassie Parks because it doesn't make sense in telling people what to buy. So this is really important to think about. How are you going to brand your white label? What I always tell people is you want it to say what you're doing and you want it to connect to your brand, but it might not be your brand. There are some people out there who absolutely might want to brand this platform exactly what their branding in their business is. For me, I wouldn't want to do that. My membership coaching program is called the Enchanted Circle. I would not call this the Enchanted Circle. I would call this something that says what it is, but is aligned with what I do. So I would name mine Vision Connect, right? Because my business is all about visioning, creating, all of these things. And this platform is all about connecting. So it would just make it super simple for people and call it Vision Connect. Because right now, people are already paying $200 to $2,000 a month for these tools easily, right? And it's only going to increase. The use of CRMs is increasing exponentially um, as we speak. So everybody's already doing this. I paid for Kajabi for about 10 years until I found BeeKonnected, and I stopped paying that. But I paid for 10 years. I paid for Zoom until I found BeeKonnected. These are tools that you use in your business. So they're not tools that you just go, oh, I don't need this anymore, right? These are tools that you use every day to build, grow, and maintain your business. So it's not something that people want to have. It's something that, I just realized, oh, Jen, can you hear me? I got a note that I was muted, but I think it was someone else.
I can hear you.
Can hear you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. um, amazing. People are already paying for this and they're going to continue to paying because it's necessity for their business. All right. So what does white label mean? We talked a little bit about this in the beginning, but it means your logo, your brand, people buying directly from you. So you can see all of these arrows. This is the home screen, what a white label comes with: calendar, CRM, virtual meetings, and groups. You can see where all your logo goes. And you'll notice this is a phone. So this is even more leverage for you, is that your app will show up on someone's phone. This is, again, our virtual meeting room, which includes our patent pending P3 system, customizable buttons for every user, the same thing that you're using here. If you're already in, you just hit that buy now button and you can get your own white label opportunity. But you'll see your logo will go here as well. It'll go in groups. Now, our groups are amazing because you can really take that formula that a lot of people use, going from a free community to paid offers, all in one place. This is going to streamline stuff. It's going to eliminate emails getting lost in the shuffle. You have a free community and you can provide great content. You can see, teach something, make an offer, you can put up quotes, you can keep people engaged in this free community while then selling them into what you have. You'll even see that at the bottom in this example, lesson number 1 is free, lesson number 2 they pay for. All of that is customizable. So if you don't want to give away a lesson for free, absolutely you don't have to. But the most important thing is that everybody who buys this program from you has this opportunity to take this community feature, whether they want to do just community, they want to do community and offers, whatever they want to do, it'll be branded under your tech stack and they can have a variety of uses and options for this community group feature. It's just another example of a group that doesn't have anything for sale in it. So again, we talked about calendar links make things super simple. You have a calendar that is branded to you in your tech stack so that because people are paying for calendars because it makes it easier. I always had a calendar in my business and I always paid because the free version led to some confusion because it didn't do time zones. It doesn't integrate with your calendar as easy. So that's why I always paid for a calendar because it made my business run smoother. People pay for a calendar for the same reason. Again, quick and easy. You create a calendar link, you click on a thing, people schedule, and it's all branded with your white label tech stack, which means that they are sending you the money every month that they would be sending to all those other companies that they're currently already using. Because remember, people are already paying $2,000 to $2,000 for these tools. We talked in the beginning, here is a vision of the CRM. This is one version. This is getting a major upgrade. Our CRM is going to have inbound and outbound API connects for everything. It is going to have inbound and outbound AI so that so many things can be automated, streamlined. You can tell the system, hey, I want to create this, and it will do that. And you can look at it from a human perspective and make sure it's executing what you want or that you gave it clear instructions, right? But again, whoever's using this is paying you for the CRM because it is branded to you. This is your tech stack. Why does this model work right now? So here's some reasons. Tools are fragmented. People are overwhelmed by trying to have one thing over here, one thing over here, one thing over here. Businesses want all-in-one solutions. They want to be able to log in, have their CRM connected to their calendar, have their calendar connected to their virtual conference, have the information from their virtual conference room go into their CRM so that they can follow up and then use their calendar link to send out, right? As well as building community groups that are integrated, as well as integrated into the CRM so that you can follow up with those people most interested. If you've ever run a community group before, you know there are people that just show up, they just want the free stuff, and that's awesome. And there are people that are looking for more. The AI tools with the CRM and the groups integration will make it easier for you to identify and follow up with those people and really serve them, serve the people that are interested in more, as well as the clients who buy from you. The customers who buy from you are going to increase their conversions and sales because of all of this integration, right? Because we all want an all-in-one solution to make it easier. The best part, which we've talked about a couple of times, is you don't have to build this system. You don't have to have millions of dollars to go build your own system. You just get to rebrand it. And people won't even know it's our system because it's branded to you. The trust economy is growing and they want you, not some faceless tech brand, not somebody who's making millions. They want to buy from people that they already know, like, and trust, which is why this is the perfect model to leverage that know, like, and trust factor that you've already built, or if you're just starting in your business that you will build. Why not get extra leverage out of what you're already doing? If you're going to build a business, if you're just starting, you are going to do that. You might as well integrate this recurring revenue system up front. If you've already built a business, you've already created a massive following of people who know, like, and trust you, you want to leverage that. And this is a super simple way to do it. The math again, because I love math, I love creating money, and I really love serving people. And I love this platform and this white label because people are already buying these things, right? So you charge $100 a month, you have 100 users using your branded platform, your revenue is over $1 million a year, right? So your profit after that, because there is, of course, a payment to us to run the system for you because we're covering customer service, we're paying for your servers, all of that stuff, and we built the tech. You're netting over $745,000 a year in recurring revenue that you're not gonna, once you get 1,000, again, we talked about it's very low. I used my tools for 10 years before I changed them. So there's not a lot of churn if you're attracting people who are already using these tools, right? So your profit continues to stay at more than 745,000 a year or grow. So what if you have a small list? No problem. Start with 100 users and you're still making 120K a year, $120,000 a year um, in recurring revenue. That doesn't, you're not creating another course, you're not reselling something every month. This is something that you can integrate into your business to create an amazing recurring revenue stream. This is perfect for you if you have an audience that trusts you. You're a coach, a consultant, a creator, or a leader. You hate tech, but you really love recurring revenue. You want to launch a legit product fast. Remember, you don't have to come up with the capital or invest the time to launch this. And you don't want to build software from scratch because who does when it's already available and you can put your name on it and sell it? No one's doing this yet. That's the opportunity, really. The time is now. As we are building this white label, we are pre selling it because we know people are going to want to take advantage the day it flips on, right? This is an opportunity that is happening. I was talking to our tech team the other day, and they are building other white label opportunities right now. If someone invests in tech, they're turning, and they are not, these are not things that compete with this. This is these are totally different markets, but when they build something they realize, oh, other people in this market could use this. So instead of just trying to stay ahead of their competition, they're also offering this to their competition so that they can make money. And the person who had the vision to build it can make money as well. So this is something that's going on in all industries and all areas of tech. The time really is now. The market is so open, right? We already know people already using these tools. The increase in CRM revenue is going to be huge over the next 5 years. If you want a piece of that pie, the market is open right now. But hardly, we only have a handful of people that are offering this right now under their own brand. That will grow. And if you do take advantage of the opportunity to get in first, you will have the biggest success. It will be the easiest for you. Now, because this is your chance to be a leader, launch before everybody floods in, own the attention, right? Again, those people that start sooner generally have the biggest and best returns. Um, I don't love, let's talk about regret, right? Someone else is going to white label this and offer it to your audience. That's going to happen. There's going to come a day. If you don't do this, someone else who knows your audience will, right? You don't want to watch others scale while you're still like getting ready to launch. This getting ready period is before it's actually ready. The opportunity to be first won't last much longer. I'm not one, I don't love regret, but I do realize that that happens when we see something else. I was going to offer that, but someone else did it. My mom had this great idea when we were kids, and we did it by hand. It was like spray painting faces on leaf bags. And a couple years later, you could find these leaf bags that were already orange and they had pumpkin faces on them at the store, right? So that was a missed opportunity. I always think about that. I always think about how I have been in business for over 10 years. And if this would have been available when I started building my audience, would have been amazing. Like I'm going to leverage my audience now, create some new offers that tie into this. But as I was building a podcast with a huge audience, as I was building an email list with a huge audience, as I was, launching books, if I would have had this, it would have been amazing, because about 30% of my audience is entrepreneurs. So I could have created this recurring revenue stream right alongside everything else I was doing. Here's what you can do right now. You can show up with a small but mighty audience, right? 100 people. It's pretty good, passive revenue stream. Get the platform set up under your brand, launch it to people that you know, and then start collecting those recurring payments while the tech runs itself. Be one of the first. That's really up to you. All you have to do to get started is click that buy now button. There's a contract. You can make the payment. You can get started now. This is the shortcut to $750,000 more a year, right? Is to get your own white label. This 750 math is actually based on a discount for the first people that take advantage. So right now, there is a setup fee, and then there is a monthly fee for each of your users. In the future, that will be $50. Again, that's super inexpensive for us running your support, us building the platform, us handling a lot of things, and us paying for the servers. You don't have to go out and pay for servers up front. We pay for the servers. We run all of that. And the cost for that is $50 a month. In the future. Right now, if you're one of the first white label people to show up and say, yes, brand this in my system, I see it, I see the vision, I want to create, 100,000 to a million plus a year, you get for $25 per user. So what that means is that if I am doing your white label, or let's say I did Jen's white label since she introduced. So Jen's business platform, I sign up for Jen's business platform. I pay her $100 a month for all those 4 tools that we talked about that people are already paying $200 to $2,000 for. What's cool about that is she's already giving me a discount on what I'm already paying, right? But if she's one of the first white label people to take advantage of this, she only pays $25 to be connected a month instead of 50, which is about, if you have 1,000 people, even if you have 100 people, it's about a 30% more profit when you take 25 versus 50 if you're charging $100 a month. Obviously, the math changes if you charge 150, and you can charge whatever you want. If you want to charge 200, if you want to charge 500, you can charge whatever makes sense for your market and your customers. The thing to remember is that there are limited spots for early adopters who want to get the best deal and make the most money. This will still be here 3 months from now when everything is live, everything's ready to go. You can absolutely jump in. However, it will just cost more, which reduces your revenue. So if you have questions, please send those to Jen via private message, and she will let me know and we can answer those. As you get follow-up emails, if questions also come up, I'm happy to, as I send you the recording link, as I follow up with you, you are more than welcome to reply to those emails and ask those questions if they come up later. Sometimes it's really exciting, and then you think about it and go, oh, I wonder how this works. I would love to tell you. So as a reminder, you can send those questions to Jen right now. I'll give a second in case you guys need to tap.
One question just came in.
Yeah.
You have it in Spanish.
If we have the white label in Spanish?
Yeah, yes, in Spanish, because the market is in Mexico.
I love it. So definitely what's already built into the system is the ability to translate in Spanish. I will get back, Jen, if you want to grab that person's email, if you give Jen that email, I will give them more. I'm actually going to put it on the list to be built. And then we will get you a clear answer. My answer is we're a worldwide company. So we do want to build like that. So we will work on that. And I'll get you kind of a timeline and a time frame and talk to the tech team for a better answer to that.
Great
Question.
Yeah, no other questions.
Right.
Yeah, like Cassie said, definitely reach out to us. And if you think of questions beyond this webinar, if you think that you're interested or somebody else that's interested, we do have some upcoming webinars if you go to the next slide, Cassie, I think the dates and times are on there, that people can register for them today by clicking the
Absolutely.
buttons on the side of your meeting.
Yeah. So if you know you're in now, you can click that buy now button. If you're like, this is interesting, but I'm a coach and I don't totally get how I could, maybe a relationship coach, and you're like, I have an audience, but I don't totally get how I can leverage this business platform in that capacity. That's something that I'm going to talk about in the webinar on the 26th, which is at 5 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Eastern. And it's turn your coaching method into a certification and passive income empire. And then we will also be talking on September 8th, Beyond the Mic, how to turn your podcast audience into $1 million month. $1 million a month recurring revenue. We actually I was supposed to be year, but I like
Oh, yeah. We like $1 million a month, though.
I
We
mean, you
did.
could, like, the
I
sky
mean,
is the limit.
listen, with
Yeah,
the right audience, that is
yeah.
possible.
With a big
Um,
audience, you could do that. It's totally possible to do that. We'll keep it a little simpler. We'll go $1 million a year in that webinar. But the thing is, the same strategy works, right? Once you have something that works, it's a recurring revenue system. You take what's working and you repeat it and you increase it. Like that's how you go from $1 million a year to $1 million a month, or $1,000 a month to or $1,000 a year to $1,000 a month, $10,000. You scale up when you know it's working. So it's completely possible when you, especially if you get in early, when you have a tech that creates recurring revenue. We know that billions are going to be spent on CRMs in the upcoming years, and all of these tools that people are already spending. So you have who's already spending and who's going to start spending. $1 million a month is totally possible with the right strategy.
yes, it is. And you
Yeah.
are a strategy officer. See how her brain works? I love that. There will be a replay sent out. I had a question come in: will we be able to see the replay? A replay will be sent out after this, so you can share it. You can watch it again. You can take notes. You can ask us questions afterwards. So yes, just look at, for in your inbox. We will be sending that out to you. And also think about the people in your life. These might be upcoming webinars for somebody that you already know that you could share this opportunity with as well.
Absolutely. If you know you want to attend, you can hit the coaches button or the podcast button and register now, and then share it, as Jen said.
Perfect. Well, that's it.
All right.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Perfect. You go ahead and stop that